Good wishes, dear students. The concept you will be learning in today's class is electronic configuration. Now, electronic configuration is done based on the Aufbau principle of writing the electrons, allotting the number of electrons to different orbitals based on their energies, which is followed by N plus L rule here. The distribution of electrons into various orbitals of the atom is called electronic configuration. Definition in terms of electronic configuration. It follows Aufbau, Pauli's and Hund's rule principle. What does Aufbau say? Electrons are first filled according to their energies. Lower energies only then move into the higher energy level. Very clearly I have showed you. Pauli talks about in an orbital, if you look at it one orbital, in an orbital only 2 electrons can be there with the opposite spin. Hund's rule talks about in the degenerate state, electrons are first distributed equally, only then pairing takes place here. So, electronic configuration follows these three principles. It's represented as NLX. N stands for principal quantum number. L stands for azimuthal quantum number. X stands for number of electrons in the orbit. If you look at the previous electronic configurations we have written, in terms of chlorine, atomic number of chlorine is 17. So I have made use of this particular chart to fill in the electronic configuration. Here you see here 1s, 2s, 3s, they stand for the principal quantum number. S you can see S orbital, P orbital, they stand for the azimuthal quantum number. S, P, D and F are azimuthal quantum number. X stands for number of electrons in the orbit. For example, S orbital can have a 2 electron. In case of carbon, Pa orbital is having only 2 electron. In case of aluminium, in the third energy level, P orbital is having only 1 electron. In case of chlorine, third energy level, P orbital is having a 5 electron. So, no matter whichever energy level you take, the numbers that are written above stands for the X. They in turn stand for the number of electrons in that particular orbit here. One more clue to remember, number of electrons in the orbit. I told you based on azimuthal quantum number S, P, D and F. I have told you this clearly. Once again I am repeating. S orbital, when you say only one orbital is available. Within that orbital, what does Pauli says? Only 2 electrons can be there with the opposite spin. So S orbital, when you say always only 2 electrons or sometimes 1 electron can be there, but not more than that. P orbital, when we say 3 orbitals will be available, because Px, Py, Pz, it's a degenerate orbitals, okay. So 3 orbitals. Each orbital can have a 2 electrons. So 3 2s are 6 electrons. So P orbital maximum number of electron is 6. In case of D, 5 orbitals are available, each with 2. 5 2s are maximum number is 10. F orbital, 7 orbitals are degenerate orbitals are available, each with a 2, so 7 2s are 14. So all you need to remember is when you plot the electronic configuration, if you are writing 1s, 2s, 5s, 7s, S orbital can have a maximum of 2. More than that you should not exceed. P orbital can have maximum of 6 electron. D orbital maximum of 10 electron. F orbital maximum of 14 electron. This is in terms of electronic configuration. The next concept is stability of half-filled and completely filled orbital. The key concept here is in the degenerate orbital. You understand the meaning of degenerate? F orbital has got a 7 degenerate orbital. D has got a 5. P has got a 3. Only in terms of P only explained to you. Px, Py, Pz. So like manner for D is also available, F is also available. I will teach you when I take you when I teach you the shapes of orbitals. So in the degenerate orbitals, either half filled or a completely filled orbitals have got a greater stability than other partially filled configurations in the degenerate orbital. Let me take a very simple example. If you look at it in terms of carbon, 2p2, it is neither maximum number of electron is 6, but here you have only 2 electron. In case of aluminium, 2p6, when you say it's completely filled. 3p, if you look at it, only 1 electron is available. In case of chlorine, 2p6 is completely filled, but when you move into the third energy level, p orbital is having only 5 electron. So coming back to the point, how do you say a particular element, electron has got a stability character or a non-stable character? You need to identify that particular orbital is, degenerate orbital is half filled or a completely filled. For that, you remember the clue. The same thing what I taught you. S orbital means maximum is 2 electron. Half of 2 will be 1 electron. So if you find either 2 electron or a half filled 1 electron, it attains the stability. In terms of p orbital, maximum is 6. Half of 6 is 3. So the numbers are between either 6 or a 3. You can say they are stable. In terms of D, maximum number is 10, half of it is 5. So if you see 3D10 or a 4D5, you can say that they have attained, they are more stable. In case of F, 14 is a completely filled, half of 14 is 7 electron. So between these two numbers, either when they are having the 14 electron or when they are having the 7 electron, we can say they are more stable. Let me take going back to the example of here, 2p2. So how many electrons are there? 2. You should have a p orbital to say it's a stable, either 6 electron or a 3 electron. You have only 2. So it's not stable. In case of 3p1, 2px is completely filled, it's stable. Third energy level, 3p1, when you say it's having only 1 electron here, but to say stability it should have either 6 electron or a 3 electron. It's neither 6 nor 3, so it's not stable. When it comes for chlorine, you have a 3p5. To say they are stable, either it should be completely filled or a half filled. 5 is neither completely nor half, so hence they are also not stable. To take an example, chromium atomic number is 24. Supposed to be electronic configuration according to Aufbau, when you plot it out based on the n plus L rule, you get 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d4 and 5s2. But when they did the research work, when we find actual thing, when we calculate, we find 5 electron in the d orbital and 1 electron in the s orbital. Please see, purposely I have underlined it here. Here, say both are same up to 3p6. But in this case, 3d4, 5s2. D is having only 4 electron, S is having a 2 electron. But in actual configuration, when we check out, we find d orbital is having 5 electron. Here 4, here 5 electron. S orbital had a 2 electron, but it has got only 1 electron. Why is it so? It's a different theory. I will just summarize it in terms of stability. 3d4, when we say d orbital is stable when it is having a 10 electron or when it has got a 5 electron. 3d4, when we say it's running short of only 1 electron to attain the stability. So a neighboring orbital will donate the electron. When s orbital is donating 1 electron, 3d4 will become 3d5, 4s2 will become 4s1. So this is the meaning of expected configuration and actual configuration to attain the stability. It's a vast theory. You will learn it detailedly in the upcoming lessons. Right now, all you need to remember is when the question is asked on identify the stability of the particular orbital, immediately plot the electronic configuration and find out that particular degenerate orbital is either in case of chlorine, whether it's a completely filled or a half filled. Between when it is completely filled or half filled, you can say they are stable. Apart from it, anything else you can say it's a not stable. Thank you.